I had a good opportunity to share some of my experience and background in a panel discussion today, and it was all about data and how to use insights to drive and augment the new ways of working, technology, and people, especially, of course, being the workforce. And I had an opportunity to talk about how do we augment both whilst preparing for the future as well. I'd say Victoria's competitive advantage has a lot to do with its people. And that is something we need to definitely leverage, have our assets embedded into, and utilize the key aspects of human workforce alongside technology as well as data and AI. People within the Victorian workforce are really driven by the information that they have, the work that they do, but also more importantly, the passion. And when we start to have opportunities where we can really leverage that human intel, we can start to find better innovative solutions. One thing we need to remember is that people are always going to be involved in the key problems that we face on a daily basis, and they will have the best insight around finding those solutions in very innovative as well as ways that help improve and drive CX within our different agencies as well as organizations. I think it'll be the speed to market. The way we market our organization, the solutions and products that we're providing to customers, that is the biggest challenge. There's a lot of competition out there, and how we leverage data and insights to help segment and embed our strategies in that part is going to be a really huge part of what we do. In terms of other challenges, we've also got, 2030 as one of our key landmarks to try and embed skilling, technology, as well as the ways of working. Everything's changed in the last, let's say, 2 to 5 years. And how do we get ready for all of that is going to be a big part of the challenge that we have to try and meet. Another big challenge is talent in the workforce and finding the right people to fill those gaps, whilst also embedding new practices within an existing workforce. And how do we help develop continuous learning and also start to leverage not just hard and soft skills, but how do we evolve the mindset to be able to adopt to these new technologies and more specifically AI practices. From my perspective, it's being used to a large extent to automate. It's not just generative AI, as we know. It's got a lot to do with automation and how we build out those processes. But more importantly, how can we start to act on those insights through the automation processes? What have we learned that can then be embedded into strategy, but also embedded into actionable outcomes? So that's a big part of what we're doing, trying to find efficiencies, but more importantly, using that large scale big data, large scale volumes of data that are coming in rapidly and being able to make that more efficient by speed to market. I would say one of the greatest things about Innovate VIC is to really learn about what other organizations are doing. I think there's only so much we can learn from a digital perspective, but this opportunity to network, to leverage intel from other places, as well as other managers, other senior management practices, can really help to work out what practices should we be adopting and what might be a fit for purpose solution in our environment. So I'd really encourage studying as well as integrating your practices within an environment of a similar nature where you get to network, learn, but also share your experiences. And together, I think we can leverage the different aspects of corporate, public, as well as tertiary sectors, which again, each sector has its own niche. And that can really help improve the way we meet future needs.